Luka out with a left lower leg contusion, I suppose. Anything more on that? Did you see what happened on the play?
Don't have any other information. He just came to me at halftime. I saw him hobbling towards the end of the first half. He came to me at halftime, said he couldn't go. That's all I have.
So 4 starters out. You do make that push eventually. Before you get there, kind of what did you see to start the game? And just shots weren't falling. What was not there that you wanted to see?
Shots going in.
What did you think of the defensive energy level?
Great.
What did happen at least to get things going and make it, I think it was as little as 7 early in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think for 90% of the guys that played tonight, like just an incredible competitive spirit. LeBron led that, but I thought all the guys, again, about 90% of them, they brought it. And we defended at a high level, made it tough on their stars, and after some early non-box outs, I thought we did a better job. Some unlucky bounces in the second half. I thought we did a better job of just pursuing the basketball, getting to 50-50 balls. But yeah, just highly competitive group today, and really proud of them.
I understand you didn't have an update on Luka. Did you guys get a sense for when this happened during the game?
I don't know anything. Yeah, I don't know anything.
Did you notice him kind of in the second quarter?
Sorry, I'll repeat it because you guys weren't in there. Yeah, I saw him limping in the second quarter. He told me at halftime he couldn't go. I don't have any other information.
You guys now in the last 2 games have had five technicals, I think, for interactions with officials. Is that something that needs to be addressed with your group?
The overall, the consistency, and it's something I'm going to talk with Byron about tomorrow. The consistency needs to be addressed. That needs to be addressed, and it will be. I mean, I think if any coach, any player, what we ask for is consistency, and that's not to single any official out or any crew out. It's not about that. We need to know what it is night to night. We've had a number, and this is where I get frustrated a little bit, and I keep asking the league to please reach out to me and respond to every time I do the coach's feedback thing. I don't get any response from the league. Nobody ever reaches out to me. The way we do challenges and the definitions of challenges and the definitions of what the X, Y, or Z and why you can or can't, it's different with every different crew. And we're supposed to have the guy at the replay center, whoever's in charge that night, we're supposed to have like some level of consistency, and the definitions just get changed every single night.
Were you under the impression you could challenge the block charge tonight, and were you told that you could and then later told you were not able to? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, Josh came to me and said, I don't want you to waste your challenge, but there's a chance that, it's 2 separate plays, which, again, I've seen this happen. Guy, somebody's trying to box a guy out and gets fouled. Somebody goes over the back and there's a clear foul. Ball gets deflected off the defensive team. You should be, I've seen that challenge and I've seen that work. So it's not 2 separate plays. The ball is part of the play. The ball got loose because of the charge, and then it was deflected. It's not 2 separate plays. That's an insane definition. Insane.
The unrelated to that, you guys were 6 for 38 from 3, which I ran some numbers as like an all-time bad shooting game.
Yeah. I was proud that we improved from 4 for 33. So we got better as the game progressed.
2 for 5. Finished on a heater.
40%.
What did you make of LeBron's rhythm? I mean, he's had a couple games like this now in this stretch, and do you think there's something to be taken from that in terms of maybe the next stage of the season that he could progress to?
I just look at every game as a singular game. The matchups are different every single game. They played small tonight for most of the game because Zubats wasn't in there. He did a terrific job of driving the basketball. Anytime he had Lopez on him, he beat him up from the perimeter. It was a great game from him.
I guess it's been like a next man up kind of season so far to this point. And at halftime, Luka goes down, and you're the only starter still out there. How did you still try to rally the troops? I think it at one point cut into 7 in the fourth there.
It's just, gotta, no matter what the circumstance is, just still next man up. We're all professionals, and we all got to stay ready. So, obviously very challenging circumstances for our ball club, tonight. But at the end of the day, I think we played extremely hard. We followed our keys. We just came up short.
You managed to get a couple threes to fall late, but as a team, obviously, not a lot fell. Do you think is shooting contagious sometimes? Is there anything specifically in tonight's that they didn't go in?
Make shots. That happens throughout the course of the season. We had some great looks, just didn't make shots. But we still, like I said, gave ourselves a chance to be in the game by how well we defended. Our competitive spirit, our competitive nature, and then we just playing hard.
JJ just now has expressed a pretty hearty amount of frustration with the challenge system. I know you've had your issues in the past with the challenge system. I'm just curious, kind of, where's the consistency at right now on a nightly basis, and do you think that led to any of the team's frustration with fishing?
I don't know. I have no idea where the consistency is. There isn't any consistency, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know.
Do you feel like that the team is allowed to frustrate you guys? I think you guys have gotten a handful of texts here the last 2 games. I think 5, all for interactions with officials.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been around the interactions when they actually happen. I've seen the aftermath of them. But yeah, I don't know.
There stretches before you made your season debut where Austin was the guy without you and without Luka, and there was a time where Luka was the guy without Austin, without you. If both those guys aren't in the lineup moving forward for a little bit, not that you necessarily need the reps personally, but just to get the reps with different faces, different guys, can that be good at all to kind of save up those reps?
I mean, it's whatever the game presents itself, we got to be ready for the challenge. It doesn't matter, So the worst thing about sports is injuries. And not just basketball, but sports in general. But you can control the controllables. What we have out there. Who's ever in uniform, we have to go on and execute as at the utmost pace that we can, and then on the other end, we got to defend, be on the string, and help each other out. So that's what it's about.
Have you had a chance to talk to Luka at all since whatever happened?
No.
Did you notice him kind of limping out there in the second quarter?
Yeah.
LeBron, have you had a chance to talk to Chris Paul since the decision he made here? Were you surprised by it at all?
No, I haven't talked to him.
Were you surprised at all how things went down?
Not for me to comment on, to be honest. It's none of my business.
LeBron, looking ahead to next week, Christmas, last year, you talked about how it's still our day. It's obviously important to you. Why is Christmas basketball still so important to you after all these years?
Still important to me?
Yeah. Why does it matter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a better question. Yeah. I'd much rather be at home with my family. But I mean, it's the game. It's the game I love. It's the game I watched when I was a kid on Christmas Day, watching a lot of the greatest play the game on Christmas. It's always been an honor to play it. Obviously, I'm gonna be completely honest. I would like to be home on the couch with my family all throughout the day. But my number is called. Our number is called, so we have to go out and perform, and we look forward to that.
Marcus, LeBron was just saying that sometimes shots don't fall, and clearly that was kind of impacted the whole team. Is all you can do just try to fight back on defense and see if you can make it a game?
Yeah, it's nice like this. It's part of the game. You just got to find a way to put the ball in the hoop. That means putting more pressure on the defense to get a stop. Or just find a way. But it's games that happens. It's part of the game. You got to be able to move on. Can't get too high, can't get too low.
You need any extra ice packs when you take that many charges in one game?
For sure do. I got the wind knocked out of me on the Kawhi charge. But that's what I do. That's who I am. I sacrifice my body for the betterment of the team, my teammates. But I'll be all right.
You get used to it from your brothers when you're growing up?
Of course. Constantly. You're the youngest one. You definitely take a lot of beatings, and you got to figure out how to, stop them from doing it and defend yourself. So you get creative.
When Luka goes out, do you feel a necessary thing to be more offensive oriented? Because you don't have him, you got one of the other guys on as well.
I wouldn't say more. I'd just say more detailed on the offensive end. Luka's so talented in the way that he creates not only for others but for himself. That we have to, we have to be a little more detailed out there, play together. It's not going to be as much one-on-ones, moving the ball and just taking advantage of what the defense has given us tonight. We just didn't make shots, but I think we did overall. We did a good job with that. We just didn't hit shots.
When we spoke with JJ, asked about the officiating replays. He mentioned the lack of consistency as something that's frustrating. And within the context, you guys have picked up, I think, 5 technical fouls between tonight and Utah. I think you've had a couple of them. Is that what's kind of boiling over in these moments?
It's just the consistency. We understand that no one, not us, not the officials are perfect. We don't expect you guys to be. We don't expect them to be. We just expect consistency, and that's it. And that's the biggest part for I think any player in this league when you're talking about officiating is consistency, because we understand that they can't see everything. They are human, but it's the consistent ones where you telling us you don't see this one on this end, but the exact same play, you in the exact same spot, you see it on that end. It's just like all we want is consistency.
As part of the frustration, he also mentioned that he's not getting a lot of feedback, like as a coach from the refs or whatever. Where's the communication?
You can't talk to him. You try to, and it's funny because even in the Utah game, I went up at the beginning of the game to be a captain. The captain should be able to come talk to them. They still don't want to hear it. So, control what you can control. If they don't want to talk, you try and you move on. But it definitely is frustrating when you pour your heart out to this game, and the feedback is literally waving you off, telling you to get out your face, and then giving you a tech because you asking a simple question. So, hopefully they can get it together. But it's definitely something that, as a whole, we are as players frustrated with.
On that note, how do you wrap your head around that issue? Then they fine you after the incident yesterday's game.
Sometimes you got to take the hit to get your point across, and that's what it is. They're going to fine you regardless. So, and at this point, it's like, what's the point of us calling to talk about a situation when you're just going to have your mind made up already? So it's like, why even talk to you guys?
With so many different combinations out there, is there any challenge in being in kind of different spots and trying to find a rhythm, or did you think it was just simply shots weren't going in regardless of how they presented themselves?
Yes and no. I feel like everyone knows what's expected of them when they go out and step on the court, regardless of being down bodies or, whatever situation goes out on the court. We're all NBA players, so we know what's asked of us when we go out there on the court. We just didn't hit shots tonight. That's really what it was. We were 6 for 38 from 3, 14. We missed 7 free throws. Tough to win basketball games like that. I thought we played really, really hard. But yeah, shots just were not falling.
How have you handled, and I guess you individually, but just the variance of the lineups and the rotations, and what's the challenge, and what can you take moving forward, having now played with all of these different combinations so far?
I really don't care. I think I'm a very adaptable player. I think we do have a lot of lineups that succeed. Like a lot of variation of lineups that play well together. So when nights like this happens, for me, I feel like I'm just going out there and I'm going to try and do the same thing every time I'm out there. Be a little more, bit more aggressive, especially in a game like this where Luka went out. But yeah, for the most part, it stays the same.
Obviously, you just told us you're adaptable in your mentality, and obviously your play. I think you've played in every game for the team, so you've played with everybody. But when you lose 4 starters, what's kind of the group mentality in terms of trying to get through this period of time, however long it might be?
Yeah, it just becomes an effort offense, effort defense game. You're losing Luka, who obviously is averaging a lot of points. Austin averaging a lot of points. Rui's out, averaging a good amount of points. Gabe, we're down bodies. So, yeah, DeAndre. So just that next man up mentality, like I said, it's kind of just expected of the rest of the guys. And I think we have that group. We played really hard tonight. And I think we would have won had we made just a couple shots. Didn't happen tonight.